Well, everyone, it's time for us to talk about the AirPods second generations and see basically how they hold up in 2022. Now, last year I think was a really big year for AirPods, probably even the last couple of years. We saw the AirPods Max come out, we saw a bunch of Beats headphones come out, we also saw some AirPods Pros kind of, get improvements with the MagSafe wireless charging, but we also saw the AirPod third generations. And these AirPod 3s are probably going to be here for the next couple of years. And what I will tell you is, after comparing my AirPods second generations to my AirPods 3s, I was actually pretty surprised to see how much I liked my AirPods second generations even more, and why I plan on probably never using my AirPods 3s ever again. Now, I still own them. I guess I'll try to use them every once in a while, but my go-to AirPods are my AirPods second generations. And when I look at these AirPods, they have so much capability, and I seriously do still love my AirPods second generations for sure. Now, you can buy them brand new from, Apple for $129. I think they're a little bit cheaper in the, on Amazon market. I wouldn't buy them in the used market. So I will leave links in the description. If you want to pick them up from there, you can, and you can help support the channel at the same time. Now, on the outside of these AirPods, they pretty much look exactly how you'd expect as of this point. They have, the two little AirPod stems within the case, but the case itself is still pretty relevant. I think the AirPods Pros and AirPods 3s, they definitely have a better looking case with its, a little wider than a little bit longer. But I still think the AirPods 2's case I still kind of prefer, because you can kind of, use it with one hand. I feel like with the AirPods 3s, you kind of have to hold it a little bit more awkwardly. Now, you do have the reset button on the back. You have the lightning port at the bottom. But other than that, there's really not a whole else that's really different between them. So again, another thing to keep in mind. But I do think when you have something like the AirPods second generations, I do think there's still a very good build quality, You can go ahead and do really whatever you want to with it. And I'm, like I mentioned, still a huge fan of the build quality with these headphones for sure. Now, flipping it open, you can see we have the AirPods inside. And the thing, like I mentioned with these AirPods is that the stems are a little bit longer than the newer generations. But the other thing to keep in mind is that with the AirPods 2s, every time I went ahead and put these in my ears, I, first of all, have very few problems with these AirPods. I've been using them for a couple of years. But the other thing is that with these AirPods, I really didn't have any issues putting them in my ear in the first place. Now, what does that mean? Well, when I put, AirPods Pros, for example, they don't fit right in my ear. I feel like my ear holes are too small for them to actually fit in and have a proper fit. With the AirPods 3s, it's an even worse fit. I was not expecting it to be worse, but it honestly is worse than what I was expecting. And that's kind of a sad thing. Now, with my AirPods second generation, guess what? They fit perfectly fine. They are like the most perfect fit ever. And that's easily one of my favorite things about these headphones. I don't have to worry about these headphones not fitting in my ear properly. And if you're somebody who uses these types of headphones and you have a weird experience with it, well, this is probably going to be the one thing to keep in mind here. So without a doubt, it's definitely one of my most favorite things for sure about these headphones, without a doubt. Now, these headphones aren't perfect. They do miss out on some features that, the most recent pair of AirPods actually do have. So these things include active noise cancellation. This includes transparency mode like the newer AirPods have too. So, we don't have it here. We also don't have spatial audio or anything. So that's a big thing to keep in mind. However, you also don't have any sweat and water resistance either. So these aren't the most durable headphones of all time. So if you're planning on getting these headphones, keep in mind they're not going to, handle everything you throw at it, and they're not going to have the most amount of features. But for a consistent pair of headphones, I don't really think you can go wrong with these devices. I think these, headphones are still very, very good in 2022. Now, they still support the H1 chip. They still have Hey Siri support too, which is really cool. I never use Hey Siri. I literally don't use any, accessories or anything cool with these headphones. I literally put them in my ear and that's it. I don't have, notifications on, and they do a great job with whatever I want to have done with them. Now, these headphones, like I said, are a couple of years old as of this point, and the battery life really hasn't been that great anymore. So that's one big thing to keep in mind. But based off Apple's website, it looks like these things have better battery life than the AirPods Pros. So that's kind of a one thing to keep in mind. With the AirPods 3s, they have the best battery life, according to Apple. But if you're planning on using these headphones on an everyday basis, you're still going to be getting pretty good battery life, especially if you're charging the case, every couple of, hours or every day or two. Now, pretty much everything else I would use with these headphones, they've been very, very fine. I've made tons of videos on these things. I put them in my book bag. I've, rocked around everywhere. Anytime I used a pair of AirPods, it was typically these AirPods. I don't really use my AirPods 3s. I don't really use my AirPods Pros. I don't even have my AirPods Maxes anymore. So these are my go-to AirPods. And anytime I use wireless headphones, these are the ones I use for the most part. And I still think in 2022, they are completely worth it. I don't think you can go wrong with these headphones. I think they have a lot of capability. They have a lot of quality within them as well. And I think if you're in the market, I would say go for it. I would highly recommend testing out and seeing how, AirPods, or if you have any other headphones, see how those fit in your ears. If they don't fit in properly, you may have some issues with the latest AirPods. And you may have to, go buy the AirPods 2s because they don't fit in your ears properly. So a big thing to keep in mind. I don't think it's a deal breaker, but it is one of those things to kind of keep in mind at the end of the day. So in terms of that pretty much covers it up there. If you guys have any other questions or anything like that, let me know in the comment section below. Hit the like button, that'll mean so much, but definitely hit that subscribe button. More importantly than everything else, I love every single one of you guys. Hopefully I'll catch you guys in the next video. Peace out till then.